Hi, I'm Greg, and this is your daily news refresh. So this is me scanning my face with a demo of some AI-powered beauty app.
Face a little closer.
I did not care for the results.
Spots, wrinkle, oh my god.
Yeah, so it'll show you.
My skin age is 4, I'm not 40 years old. Oh my god.
Skin age is not correlated to your actual age.
For the record, I'm not 40 and I moisturize every day. The woman at the booth said I should use sunscreen too, but my moisturizer already has SPF, and I don't get why I would need another product.
77 is a higher number, good or bad?
A higher number is good. Ideally, you want a 99, 100. I think you're in school. You're going to
It's like a C.
A C plus.
No, a C plus, isn't a plus like 78, 79?
To me, that's a C plus.
It's a C plus. Anything above like 75.
Yeah.
It turns out they were right. A 77 counts as a C+, which I didn't know because I never got one. In school, I got solid A's and B's. Anyway, the AI inside this app is used to highlight just how much repair needs to be carried out on my apparently heavily damaged skin. And in a different demo, I got to see what it would look like if I could grow a beard. Which I can't, cheers, but this is what I would look like if I listened to Mumford & Sons or was a character in Red Dead Redemption. A person with the company behind this tech told me that these AI-enhanced products can help businesses recommend better, highly personalized products to their customers. Like whatever skin cream I apparently need to start buying so the computer doesn't think I'm an old man.
For a beauty brand, like your skincare brands, or even dermatologist's office, or even a spa that you may go to, they can recommend you products based on these concerns. That way you get a full, tailored, customized experience.
I also asked why someone would need this beard simulator, and the person told me it's because maybe some people get beard transplants. I didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And this place in Houston says it costs 20 grand. I'll stick with my bag full of fake mustaches. Now, this whole humiliating demo was on display at the AI Summit New York 2023, an event that bills itself as the kind of place where entrepreneurs, policy types, technical leaders, and other types of people who take time out of their busy day to get their shoes shined learn about real and responsible AI applications. Real and responsible was definitely a theme here, and kind of an important one, hence why I took the time to carefully observe their code of conduct. Earlier this week, the New York Times said that legislators around the world are lagging behind the speed at which this technology is being developed, and an absence of rules and lax regulations make it difficult to keep pace with artificial intelligence. And governments and businesses alike are worried about all sorts of AI things. Privacy, disinformation, dark circles.
This is brutal. Yeah, the dark circles, I got that.
Anyway, I wanted to see for myself how tech companies are using AI to power their products in real and responsible ways. So I went to the convention center in New York where this thing was going on, alongside another responsible event, the New York Produce Show, which didn't appear to be as cutting edge as a collection of large language model developers, but I did get to see some asparagus, some corn, some onions, a bunch of broccoli shaped like a Christmas tree, and some limes, real and fake. That's not to say there wasn't any technology on display. A packaging company showed me new ways to keep vegetables together.
So traditionally, these would be in the market maybe in a shrink wrapped or a flow wrap package. What we're showing is a fully recyclable bands with no adhesive, no glue, it's applied with tension.
As well as a nice recyclable tray for your veggies instead of plastic wrap.
Do you have a favorite fruit or vegetable?
I love avocados. Avocado's my favorite.
What about fruit?
Fruit, strawberries.
But after speaking to a premium grape company to find out how to identify a premium grape,
Oftentimes the smaller berries have a higher concentration of sugar, which makes them sweeter to eat. Same thing with these. These are sweet globes. These are very, very firm and crunchy. You can pretty much bite all the way through them in half.
Will you eat one?
Sure.
Ooh, sweet globes. They're my favorite.
I made my way over to the AI conference where one of those robot dogs kept running into a table. This guy with his company Deepgram told me they use this robot dog to show off their AI-powered speech-to-text tech.
Right now, like our bread and butter, our crown jewel is the speech-to-text model that we built. So we can transcribe anything, translate in real time. That's how we're able to like talk to the dog and it'll do what it does.
They got the dog to demonstrate the tech by following verbal commands. And they also showed off how their tech worked on a translation app.
Hello, my name is Jose. Nice to meet you. Currently, it is 3 o'clock and I am in New York City. My favorite color is purple and I just had pasta for lunch. And it'll translate.
I don't speak Chinese, so I'm gonna have to take
Yes, I don't either, but every like Chinese fluent person I've spoken to here is like, oh, impressive.
They weren't the only company showing off some form of speech-to-text either. The AI transcript company Rev was there, which featured a guy dressed as a Will Ferrell character from that movie.
My name's Buddy. I'm technically not an elf. I'm a human, but I was raised by elves.
He was pretty convincing aside from the southern accent.
I take it Elf is a film that uses this technology, or you?
Official transcript and captions provider.
Wawa had a problem. So one of the problems they had was they were producing all this food, but it wasn't selling.
This engineer with a company called Hallucinations showed off how AI-enabled computer vision cameras are helping the fast food place Wawa keep their fast food fresh. He said the tech helps predict demand and cut down on food waste.
We take their sales data and we understand at this time what is selling the most. So if you look up here, you're gonna see that we're keeping track of inventory and saying make, how much to make. In this case, it's saying we should make one more. We don't have any of them up here. When it says forecasted one, about 3 hours ago was lunchtime, right? And it said to make two. For everything it said to make two, because everything around that time at lunchtime sells more. But let's see how this is actually being done. If I take away this bacon croissant, and we have a bacon croissant down here, it's gonna do a recount. It says one. It's counting the inventory live. Very minimal intervention. Humans don't have to do anything different. Nobody has to change their style of how to do anything. The cooks only have to cook less. And I don't think anybody's gonna complain about that.
Though I have to say, I hope we're not eating too many of these things.
670 calories?
Damn.
For a sausage
God
biscuit?
damn. See, I don't eat a Wawa.
Would you eat a 700 calorie?
Hey, you know, maybe I won't be as skinny.
What is business? Business is trust in the services and the products that you purchase. And it's basically providing misinformation. While you can probably survive a few like erroneous responses, you want your business to be trusted as providing accurate, honest, trustworthy information. And for us, it really comes down to trust. That's like the enterprise altruistic goal that we're trying to achieve. How you measure that is in many ways, but I think the biggest thing with AI adoption right now is being able to trust the technology.
So this guy's with a tech company called Galileo AI, which is working to solve hallucinations. What exactly are hallucinations? Well, it's kind of like the AI version of your ayahuasca trip.
So hallucinations are basically when a LLM provides a response that is not intended or not accurate. And there's actually a way that you can unpack hallucinations. There's general hallucinations where I might tell you the capital of France is London. And then there's domain-specific hallucinations where if you've trained a model on your specific data and it starts giving you data that's outside of your training data set or incorrect based on the ground truth data you've provided, that's also a hallucination. You can also have one where you could inject an LLM to provide you maybe like personally identifiable information when it's been told not to provide that. So there's actually like a prompt injection they call, and that's even that can be a form of hallucination.
The New York Times just cited research that found chatbots hallucinate or make things up around 3 to 27% of the time. This guy with Galileo says they even just released their own hallucination index to measure which models fabricate the most.
And it was proven that we could detect hallucinations within around 87% accuracy. Spoiler alert, one spoiler alert, GPT-4 was the best across the board, but there's a lot of considerations of cost, latency, scalability that companies will want to take into consideration. We also looked at 3 task types, so question and answer without any context, question and answer in a domain-specific area where you do have context, and then just general text generation.
A few years back on the anniversary of the event of the Tiananmen Square, the Tank Man photo, people went to look for that, and it no longer was in the search results for one of the big search engines. And of course, there are other search engines, especially some privacy-preserving search engines, that are downstream from that couldn't show it either because it wasn't there to begin with in the source.
This guy's with Brave, a web browser and search engine company. And he's referring to a time a few years ago when Microsoft Bing briefly blocked the Tank Man photo taken in Tiananmen Square back in the 1980s. Or, if you're watching this in China, that thing that never happened. Brave says it's a privacy-focused company, and our search man here says they use AI to help deliver personalized results that allow you to filter out things that you don't want to see.
So you're able to specify what types of sites are credible and reputable that you would like to be promoted in your own results, and you can specify a subset of sites that you simply don't want to appear in your results. So if you're creating a website that is, political leaning, and you say, you know what, I want to have news coming from these 5 sites and absolutely not these 3, you can do that. And the cool thing is you're the one doing that. We're not doing it for you. We're not telling you what you can and cannot see on the web. We have numerous large language models that are involved between request and response from the server whenever you're doing a search query. And so that data that we are generating, all this meta information and inferences that we're making on pages as you browse the web, we're making available to users via an API.
The research company Omida forecasts that the AI software market is going to grow from $66 billion this year to $147 billion by 2027. And 89% of companies they surveyed believe AI will help them reach their business goals in the next year or two. And while I didn't get a chance to speak to everyone at this thing, I did have a chance to grab a vegetable sandwich. I figured that might have impressed my friends over at the produce show, but then again, there sure was a long line for hot dogs and a lot of empty pizza boxes, so maybe they're vegged out. There are still all sorts of concerns about how AI is being used today, from tiny little issues like ethics and privacy to slightly larger concerns, like the quote, risk of extinction. But among this collection of companies, it's clear these developers and entrepreneurs are at least pondering real responsible uses for AI. Whether it's how you interact with computers, how computers interact with you, the way you use the internet, or just trying to prevent chatbots from just making shit up. Not to mention its impact on beauty and retail for people who are very much not 40 years old and desperately need to turn things around.